Augusta 8, because we're on Highway 8, Old Route 8. This kind of reminds me of driving to Castle and Key.
Yeah.
Well, we're, I don't know, a mile and a half away from Augusta Distillery in Augusta, Kentucky. Mike and I are on our way down to Gatlinburg area eventually for vacation with some friends. But we are stopping first to see if Miss Alex Castle, the newly appointed, shall we say, master distiller at Augusta Distillery. So far it's been a really pretty drive along the Ohio River.
Yep.
Anyway, soon we will be at the distillery. Quaint little area. Alright. Here we are. Augusta Distillery. No parking across the street. Oh, look at the still. Looks like still some construction going on. Oh, okay. Oh, smell that.
Don't know what it is. But they got a safe. They made like buttons and tie holders. Ah.
So, welcome to Augusta Distillery. My name is Corey, and today I'm going to be your guide on the tastings of these 3 different barrels of bourbon. Now, these are all different by their proofs, their mash bills, and also their ages. Now, before we get started, I have a couple of questions. Where are you all coming from today? Where y'all from?
Kansas.
Nashville.
Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta, Georgia.
Oh, nice.
South Bend, Indiana.
Indiana. Jinx, you both gonna get Coke.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Now this is mostly for Dorothy over here. Sorry, had to do this. I am very well aware I have an Eastern Kentucky accent. If you have a hard time understanding me, just drink more bourbon. And if you say there ain't no way, you don't know till you try. Now what is your all's bourbon knowledge, by the way? 0, you know it's a brown liquid. 10, you may have read a couple books. Where you got? I'm going to go ahead and get him started. What is your bourbon knowledge? 0 to 10.
Oh,
6?
7.
6?
So you answer.
6, 7? 6, 7?
I think we're like at 9.
9?
Yeah.
Alright, well I've got 2 goals in here today. Well, 3. Number 1, make him understand me by the time this is over. 2, I want to bump up your all's knowledge a little bit. And 3, I want us to laugh and have fun. So, since we all have a lot of high bourbon knowledge, I'm not going to bore you right off the bat. I want to speed through this first bourbon law. 51% corn or more in the mash bill. Generally 65 to the upper 70s. And that second grain is known as your flavor grain. If you do not know if you like wheated or rice, you will know within the next hour what you prefer to sample. This is where your little tabletops will come in. If you look on the upper right hand side, you're going to see the word rye next to spicy. Meaning if you drink bourbon, feels like you ate a habanero pepper, probably going to have some rye in it. Look further left, you're going to see corn and wheat side by side. If you drink that bourbon and you're like, woo, that is sweet, going to have some wheat in it. So, y'all have any questions about that? Ready to start drinking? Ready to start having fun?
Yeah.
I was going to start with or without, I just wanted to be nice and ask. So, has anybody ever opened up a barrel of bourbon before? So, who would like to go first? Come on up here.
I'll see if I can do it.
I've never seen a hand go up that quick a day in my life. All right. What you're going to do, thumbs over, grab like this, lift up super quick above your head. Okay, not at your head.
We'll see if that works.
Now I'm going to count to 3.
It's supposed to come out, though.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you go before 3, I have another dirty joke locked in the chamber, so make sure you follow instructions. All right, you ready? I'm going to count you down.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Woo! Good job.
I love being harder than that.
All right, now wait, say it through with me.
Oh.
I'm going to give you some terminology.
Okay.
What's your name, by the way?
Dawn.
Corey.
I see you, Corey.
Nice to meet you. This piece of tool right here is called a bung puller. That makes this piece of wood called the bung.
What's the shuttle rotation?
Every 15 to 30 minutes.
That's a very vague statement there,
It
Corey.
is. It's twice an hour. So, that was actually the owner of the company.
Oh, gotcha.
Woo! Glad I knew that knowledge. But, a little loud.
Am I good?
Yes, absolutely.
That's
Good
fine.
job.
That was
Anybody ever used one of these before?
Yes.
What's it called? Thank you.
a bung
Now.
puller. I like that.
Yeah. It only gets weirder. My tours are probably the weirdest ones here, so buckle up. It's going to be a weird one.
I love it.
So, we've all used one of these before, apparently. It basically works like a copper straw. Put your thumb on one end of the straw, lift it up out, slower, quicker. It's a straw. It's just very impressive looking. All right. What I would like is everybody to bring me up glass number 1. I'm going to hold your glass. You're going to work the whiskey deep. Just as we get it in our glass, do not drink it yet. But since Dawn popped the bung, she gets to come first. Come on up here. Now everybody, if y'all want to form a line in behind, you most definitely can. Dawn, thumb on
yeah,
there.
that's right.
Lift it up out. Look, there's only one way.
Oh my gosh.
Panic mode. Maybe by the third one you'll be better.
Yeah.
Go ahead and lift her up out. Take your thumb off the top.
Oh, I'll keep going.
There you go.
No,
She's like, oh, whoa.
Tell us when to stop. Thank you.
Very well. Next. Dawn, this is how you're supposed to do it. Look at that. Look at that. Gentle and easy. Come on. Now you know why HR makes me ask.
Right.
Now you know full scope of what I'm capable of.
It's on already.
Come on, Georgie.
You're funny.
Come on.
Love you got a comedian.
That was almost as quick as an Alabama fan. Sorry. Next.
You gotta get a clean glass.
Oh, we gotta clean it. What the?
For the picture. For the
That's
answer.
right, for the picture, huh?
Go ahead. I'm gonna hit you with my next joke because it's on camera. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
Nice.
Back down.
We got a good one. As many distillery tours we've all been on.
As long as you tell my wife that, then I'm good.
Love it.
Come on.
I mean, early.
There you go. My count corrects me. I've got 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't drank enough yet for my count's 4, right? Come on.
I remember when we were doing that at Pursuit. We had to do fast because it was.
They do like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
There
Nice.
we go. Only man with a pink shirt is going to come up here and ask me not to say anything weird. There you go. Now,
Right.
don't judge me what I've said before. You can laugh at me when I turn away. So, has anybody been taught how to smell bourbon the right way? I have. Hold it, bring me nose and breathe. Just go ahead and do that.
All right.
Some people will say, Corey, I smell alcohol. I guarantee you it's in there. Good job. Some people say, Corey, it smells like bourbon. Very proud of you. You are 100% correct. But some people will say, Corey, vanilla, cedar pine, so on and so forth. And by the way, it is always caramel, never caramel. Just want to make sure that's out of the wood now.
I know it is.
It's caramel. You're in Augusta, Kentucky.
My daughter says caramel.
Caramel.
Wow. I don't know what you just said.
I didn't
I'm about to drink more to understand you, and I didn't think that was possible. So does anybody smell anything in specific? You don't have to. Apple? Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't know what you're smelling, is it sweet or spicy?
Sweet.
Sweet?
Yep.
Sweet? Alright. Has anybody had any neat bourbon today?
Yes.
Woo! Anybody that doesn't, hide your party on. The best way to take your first sip of bourbon is like this. Take a small sip, coat your cheeks and your tongue for about 10 seconds. Swallow, and then blow out like you ate a hot pepper. But please, swallow before you blow. If you blow bourbon and swallow air, you're doing it wrong. I've seen it. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. That's great. But your glass is bigger. Just saying.
No, I was actually an extra on movie Scream. You know,
Oh.
Strong Hand.
Oh, yeah.
I was an extra. I always have them locked in the chamber. You just gotta try to get them out. What was that one, guys? Was it sweet? Was it spicy? What did you all think? Spicy? Anybody else? But please don't finish it yet. I would like for you to save some That way after this barrel, you can come back and try it again now that your palate's fully ready. Now the other reason I don't want you to finish that is because of this. That is the word proof. Proof is the alcohol content times 2. So leaving the copper still at 160 proof or lower, going into the barrels at 125 proof or lower, and going into the bottle at 100 proof or at 80 proof or higher. So when you all drink, what proof do you all normally drink at? Above 100 or below 100?
Above.
Above? Below? Above? Alright, so for everybody that said the word above, you have one major goal. Help everybody else remember my name. That is your goal. Because at this distillery, we don't proof anything down. Not because you shouldn't, but because we shouldn't make you drink it at 80. If you want to drink it at 90, and you all drink it at 100, right? We shouldn't make you all drink it at that. That is why there's water droppers on your tables. Feel free to add a couple drops of water. Now, that's not just because you're in this room. Every single bottle out there is single barrel cask strength. So, for those of you that normally don't drink above 100, lowest proof of the day, 110.8, 55% alcohol. So, everybody thought spicy, right? Mm-hmm. That is because this is a high rye bourbon.
All right.
Mash bill is 65% corn, 25% rye, and 10% malted barley. So, how old do you think this bourbon is?
5 years.
5?
I'd say about 8.
8? 5? 5? 6? She just priced right at you, by the way. 7? Not one of you all are right.
Okay.
This is a 4-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon.
Wow.
Most people, when they drink bourbon, have it watered down, so it's hard to tell the age. A 4-year-old bourbon has a chock full of flavor. You just never had it at cask strength.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think of this one?
That was good.
That was good.
That was real good.
Like it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any questions about this barrel?
So what is that sold at?
This is the 4-year-old River Proof series.
Okay.
Yep. Now also, we don't rotate our barrels. So if you like this high rye bourbon, because most high ryes you probably had are like a habanero going down, this one's not as spicy because we don't rotate. So this specific barrel was really low in the rick house. So this is drinking more like a 2 to 3-year-old bourbon than it is a 4-year-old bourbon because of where it was held. And you can tell that by one how nasty the barrel looks. It looks rough.
Yeah.
But also it's a lower proof. If you get a single barrel bourbon that has not been proofed down, if it's below that 115 mark, generally, it's because it was held really low in the rick house. That means it's a little bit smoother. If this was held anywhere else, that rye content would punch you. This one here is more of a good spice.
So when you don't rotate barrels, it makes it less spicy.
It can. So if the next barrel that comes in here of this exact same mash bill, if that barrel was really high up in the rick house,
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to sample it in my tour. It's going to be too spicy for me.
Gotcha.
So each bottle is going to be completely different than the next bottle you try. And that's what we want. We don't want you to get complacent. We want you to try a bottle and almost be like Christmas morning every time you open it. You're like, ooh, what's it going to be like? You may not care for it, but the next bottle you buy might be the best you've ever had. It's a joy and a curse.
So speaking of that, the first bottle of Old Rye in Augusta, I thought had a blue label, and now I can never had a blue label.
Never had a little always
Alright.
black. Always black.
Is Augusta only ever going to do single barrels, or are they going to do
Yes.
single? Okay.
Well, 99%. There is one up there that's a finished whiskey. It was actually my project. I went through and found a few.
Sorry.
I am really glad my tour started at 1:15 and not 1:12 because I really had to pee. God bless. Her bracelet touched her. Her very own bracelet she's had on for probably hours, days, and weeks touched her arm. Steady my hand. I don't know what I was saying. That just like cleared my mind of everything I was saying. Woo! Alright.
Oh, gosh.
Do you have any other questions? I don't even know what I was trying to answer.
Single barrel program. Finishing.
Yeah, so I actually took a couple of halfway empty barrels and I aged that bourbon in a white port barrel.
Oh.
So it was like an Angel's Envy per se.
I saw that up there.
Yeah, so, but it's more bourbon forward. So if you don't care for Angel's Envy because you can't taste the bourbon, that's because they age their stuff in those barrels for like 8 or 9 months. I'll age that in there for 6 weeks. So it's very bourbon forward with a hint of white forward. Now, that'll never be sold outside of these doors, so that's only available here.
How they get you?
It is. You have no idea how much more that's going to be true in a minute. So, name my next victim. Who's up? Okay. Alright.
Do it.
Come on, pink shirt guy.
What's that? Robbie.
Robbie. Alabama fan will never be that great. Now listen. Son, just whenever you lift this up, don't launch that through my TV.
Oh, yeah.
Please. It's brand new for a reason. Ready? We'll do it with 1, 2, 3. Woo! There you go, Robbie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're.
There you go. Thank you. Now to give this some food for thought, I've got 1 barrel left.
Uh-oh.
If you pull a bung from the bung hole, I will sign your bung for you. So this specific barrel is actually 99% different than this first one. The only thing that's the same is the name. See how around there? The name of it is still called a Kentucky Straight Bourbon. That's the only thing that's the same.
Okay.
So we're going to repeat the success from this first one.
Okay.
Number 2, come on up. See if Don does better this time.
Yeah, right. Don't think so.
Go ahead, my friend.
Doubt it.
That's on video, man. Now, if you get anything black floating in your glass, that is char from the barrel.
That's bonus.
Yep.
Bonus.
I like to call that Kentucky Trail Mix. I think I'm chewing on it a little bit. All right, everybody, come on up, form a line.
Actually, where are we going to line?
We're going just.
So it's like
It's fine. It's fine.
Here, very well.
Here we go. Here we go. We got this, right?
Practice makes perfect.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. You thought about that one. Now, as you can tell, we are dripping some on the barrel. You are more than welcome to come up here and lick this barrel. Just be aware, splinters on your tongue suck.
So I brought the straw.
That's right. Straw.
For my
This tough
Got it.
crowd. Tough crowd.
Be rolling in here in a college football outfit, unless it says Ohio State Buckeye, and I won't pick on you.
Are we not in Kentucky?
So number 2 smells like butterscotch rocks, and tastes butterscotchy with a zest. Good.
That's what we all have in common.
It's got a weird stream on it, man.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Wow.
John G.
Only in Kansas, apparently. I remember.
Yeah.
What does this one smell like?
Butterscotch rocks.
What? Butterscotch what?
Rocks butterscotch? Oh, that's manufacturer.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody else?
Very butterscotchy.
Very butterscotchy.
That smells delicious.
So, you know what the joy about smelling bourbon is? I do not have your all's nose, right? So, my personal palate, I don't smell butterscotch. That's perfectly fine,
That's
right? The only time I've ever been weirded out is because somebody hollered out, "I smell asparagus." I think your nose is broken if you're smelling this and you smell a green vegetable. All I'm saying.
But
Now for me, in my nose, I smell a vanilla Tootsie Roll. Almost like you get at Christmas time, those blue wrappers.
Yep.
That's what I smell. Now, I am a certified bourbon steward, and the first thing they tell you is don't tell people what you smell.
right.
I don't follow the rules. So, go ahead and give this one a good taste, everybody. What's it smell like? Does it come through on the taste?
Oh, that's hot too.
It's like butterscotch with a zest, with a.
Butterscotch
What
with
is
a
that?
zest.
What is that?
But everybody else,
What's that?
is it sweeter, spicier, smoother?
Now it's odd for me. Odd and
Yeah. It's the finish we can't
Finish
figure
is
out.
The finish
way
is
different.
Yeah.
Weird. From here to here, you're like, what
Yeah,
is that?
I know. I can't pinpoint that.
Right? Kind of spicy right at the front of your palate, right at the front of your teeth. Kind of sweet, and then it switches to spicy. That spiciness from here to here, that is called the good old Kentucky Hope. Since none of you are from Kentucky, it's called
Heartburn.
heartburn.
Yeah.
Well,
Right?
now, before I give you any information, which one do you like better, barrel number 1 or barrel number 2?
One.
I'm gonna go one.
One.
One. Bring up the rear. Two. All right.
Oh, good for you.
I think that blend of 1 and 2 is gonna be good.
If you do that, that's going to be a 4-grain bourbon. Do you know why?
Oh.
This is a wheated bourbon.
Really?
The mash bill is very unique. It is 51% corn. And if y'all know, I can't go any lower than that.
Right.
The wheat content is 45% and 4% malted barley. Now you all are like, Corey, you said wheat is sweet. Why is that so spicy? Spicy for 2 reasons. Proof on this one is almost jet fuel. It is 120.4 proof.
This one feels hotter to me.
60.2% alcohol. To put that into perspective, that hand sanitizer back there is 62% alcohol. Ask me how many times I've been sick while I've worked here. 0. I just take a full ounce pour of this one, I go to bed early, and I wake up feeling
Fine.
semi-good. A little bit of a headache, but semi-good. But this is also spicy today, and it wasn't spicy yesterday. Why is that? This is a 2-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon. This is a baby in the bourbon world, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's still in diapers. I have to come here and change its diapers every day. Get a little dad joke for everybody. Welcome. This one here goes through its toddler phases. One day you'll come in here and it'll smell spicy and be sweet. Same exact barrel the next day. Smell sweet, taste spicy. Because it is very unique. It is changing every single day. That is one reason why a lot of distilleries will not release a 2-year-old bourbon. It's hard to get that consistent. The other reason, it doesn't have the age statement behind it, right? It doesn't have the big age, the 4, the 6, the 8, so on and so forth. The other reason, we can only use this barrel one time. It doesn't make financial sense for us to be buying new barrels every other year. That's why you see a lot of bourbons are 8s and 9s and so on and so forth. They only buy a barrel once versus every other year. That means, what do we do with them when we're done? One, we make nice furniture out of it.
Right.
If you laugh at that, the door's right there. Got her. Now, most distilleries will sell them to their consumers. We sell them for $150 a piece. First of many sales pitches, I promise. Most people, though, send them to breweries for bourbon barrel-aged stout, wineries for bourbon barrel-aged wine Cabernet. Fun fact, I couldn't say Cabernet for a very long time. I want to hear you say it.
Cabernet.
See, I couldn't say that. I couldn't say it. Must have been a Kentucky thing. All right, I couldn't say it.
That's cute.
Scotland for their scotch. Now, you can age anything in the tequila, rum, brandy, anything you want to. Has anybody ever had bourbon barrel-aged honey?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See that voice change? I'm going to tell you why. First time I ever bought it, I sat down on my couch. It was a 100 ml flask. I popped the top and I sat down with a tablespoon. Or no, with a teaspoon. That's what I could fit in the bottle. 30 minutes later, I woke up from my blackout stage. The bottle was empty. Because my self-control is this many. Right? It's amazing, am I right?
Yes. And syrup. Syrup
Yeah.
is the same way.
Bourbon barrel aged maple syrup.
Yeah.
There is nothing compared. Like, you take regular honey from like the little berry you get from Kroger, and you're like, wow, that's pretty good. You age that in a bourbon barrel for 90 days. I've got cold chills up there. It's amazing. But also, does anybody like Tabasco hot sauce?
No.
They aged their hot sauces in spent whiskey barrels
Oh.
for 3 years.
I think
There is a great documentary on YouTube explaining that.
Okay.
It's weird to see how full they make these, and then in 3 years, all of that aging and all that stuff, it's like down to here after 3 years. So does anybody have any questions about any of that or this particular bourbon?
So what's the percentage of wheat versus a high wheat bourbon versus the high rye bourbon versus the high normal bourbon do you guys produce here?
So, fun fact, we've only been producing on site for 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
3 weeks. So, everybody who says that they source their bourbon, everybody that knows a lot about the bourbon industry automatically is like, MGP? The answer is no. All of our bourbons have came from 12 different distilleries inside the state of Kentucky.
Oh, cool.
We did not just go to one distillery and say, hey, we want to buy all of your stock and then rebrand it. No. We went to this distillery and said, hey, I want to taste this bourbon that was produced on this day, this month. I don't like it. Take me to the month before that. I like it. I'm going to buy all of it for that particular day. So we went through 12 or so different distilleries. So this bourbon did not come from here. This bourbon did not come from here. So we've been producing on site for 3 weeks.
Cool.
Now the youngest bourbon that we will ever drink from our equipment is 8 years old. So in 7 years and 47 weeks, come back. 2031,
Yeah.
mark your calendars on your phone.
2031.
So your what I'm going to call it your estate liquor.
Yeah.
Are you going to rebrand that? Is that going to be under a different name, or is it going to be
Same name.
Augusta? Okay.
Yeah, same name. Because if you come back, if you try the old Route 8 that's out there,
Which we have, we love,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
we have that.
so if you try Barrel 150, it may give you some caramel, some cinnamon,
Yeah.
vanillas. If you try Barrel 151, it's going to give you something totally different. I've tasted over 150 from the old Route 8 series. Work of the job.
Don't judge.
They're all a little different. Some of them are similar, but some of them are a lot different. So it's going to be no different. The mash bills will be different as well. We're not sticking with the same exact mash bills.
And those will be single barrels as well, released. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Do we have any other questions? All right.
Let's go, Lake.
All right, come on up here. You ready? Come around to this side, that way you can take your video, that way you can
That's
go on
right.
Facebook.
That's
I'm
right.
going to count to 3. 2 things, not at your forehead, above your head. Are you ready on the camera?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, let's all count to 3 for
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Don't worry, no one saw that yet
That was sweet.
until we released the video. No one saw that one either.
Wait.
You gotta have some enthusiasm. You know, it's a promo. Be excited.
She got this. She got this.
1, 2, 3. I have seen a 70-year-old man in a walker come up here with his back like this and go like this. And then come out.
No pressure.
One more time. One more time.
You got this. You
We're
got
about to post this on the internet.
You got this.
One more time, everybody. Let's give her some strength.
Ready.
1, 2, 3.
Opa!
Now, do you know why that sucks? I had a 100% success rate on the first pull.
Oh, you broke the curve.
Well, we just have to bring you down. Just get out of that.
Yeah.
She had great confidence. That was fun. That's fun.
All right. Everybody, glass number 3, same concept. You popped it. You get to come first.
Oh, right.
You definitely earned this barrel.
Yes, she did.
Put your thumb on that.
So far, I like both of those.
You do?
Got like hand bites and
Or one?
One,
I'm street fighter this.
I think one better than two. I love the smell of number 2.
Hey, they all get the job done. All right, they all get the job done.
Oh my God. I'll hand
There
you
you go.
back right away.
Huh?
I'll hand you
Next.
back right away.
This is our archery training one. There you go. Thank you. You're welcome.
Let's do it.
All right.
Now, Don, don't screw this one up
I'm
because
not-
it's different.
I'm not. I'm sure I will, though.
There you go, friend.
Woo! All right.
There you go.
Maybe I should hold it.
I have faith in you.
Oh,
She has practice. So I told you.
Different.
Get a defective one.
Those actually are better.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Third time's a
All
charm,
right.
right?
Yeah, third time. Woo. Third time and some things go really good. Sometimes they don't.
I like this one.
Marriages.
Oh.
By the way, it's just not you. I am embarrassing you. It happens. That's just the kind of guy I am. That's the guy stating dude left of you.
That was
Nah.
really good.
Go ahead and smell and taste this one at your own discretion. Then if you followed instructions, go back and try the first 2 again. I guarantee that first one's going to be a little different. I'm going to give you some bourbon terminology. So on your bottles, no matter what distillery you go to, if they have the name Kentucky Bourbon on the bottle, you know for a fact that juice was distilled in the state of Kentucky and held in the state of Kentucky for a minimum of 1 year. And it is produced in Georgia, it can never be a Kentucky bourbon. Now, to have the word straight on there, it has to be in the barrel for 2 years. And after that, it'll always be a Kentucky straight bourbon. It'll never change. After that, nothing else changes until it turns 4. Then 2 things happen. 1, as a distillery, you are no longer required to put the age statement on the bottle anymore. So you go to your own liquor stores, and if you notice the next time, not a lot of bottles have age statements on them. I can about bet you that bourbon is 4 years and 1 minute old. Same. Now, we mark all of ours by age. But the other thing that happens at 4, has anybody ever heard of a bottle and bond bottle? Maybe not. So, to be a bottle and bond, you got to do a couple things. You got to follow a few rules. 1, it has to be produced in the same season. Distillery world, we get the first half, last half. You have to be held in a government-controlled brick house, which to me just sounds awful. And then you have to be put in the bottle at exactly 100 proof. Now, the Bottle and Bond Act was a regulation put on bourbon whiskey by the U.S. government. So I have a quick question. What do you all think is more important? Bourbon whiskey or food and drugs? If you choose wrong, again, the door.
Bourbon whiskey.
Thank you! Woo! Give her a round of applause.
Woo!
He's already been threatened once with the door, so he don't want to be twice. Bourbon whiskey is way more important. This country, the Pure Food and Drug Act, the FDA, was formed by this country in 1906. You know, to regulate cookies and Kool-Aid and the pharmacy drugs. I have to say pharmacy because somebody called me out. And I'm like, what do you have in your pocket? And I'm like, 1906. The Bottle and Bond Act regulate this 1897. We as a country were regulating this for 9 years, almost a decade before we thought about doing our food and drugs. That is scary to me. We did it for 2 reasons. One, this is 120.4 proof, like I said. In 1896, I could have told you this was 150 proof. I didn't have to be truthful. That is because back in the old days, going down the Mississippi River, the captain of those boats got thirsty. I don't blame him. I get thirsty. So when he got down to Louisiana, those barrels, instead of being this full, were this full. So the people in Louisiana didn't want to pay full price for those barrels. So they got smart. If you were lucky, they filled those barrels back up with river water. If you were lucky. All I'm adding on to that statement is the word chewing tobacco. I'm leaving it alone after that.
Yeah.
We
So
gotta
in
add
layman-
color.
yeah, so in layman's terms, if you ever can find a bottle that was bottled pre-1897, don't drink it. Because if you were lucky, it was in water. People were literally dying though, because they were putting so much nonsense in there. Because if it's proofed down so low, like at 20% alcohol, it's not killing any of the bacteria in there. So people were literally getting sick from that. The other reason it's not as entertaining. It's called good old American taxes. Like we as a country didn't learn from the Boston Tea Party.
Right?
We pay taxes on 53-gallon barrels every single year. But as you can tell from these placards behind me, they don't stay 53 gallons for long. Before someone says it's because you're drinking them. Unfortunately, no.
Right?
We have to share our bourbons with the angels and the devils. The angel share is what's evaporated out of the wood. Devil's cup is what's absorbed into the wood. See that little thin line right here? This was an 8-year-old barrel. That is how far that bourbon has soaked into that wood. Now, to put that into bottle counts. This young 2-year-old, if we bottled it up the day it turned 2, would give us about 220 bottles. That's a lot. That's why it's the cheapest bottle here. Flip the script to that 17-year-old single barrel we have up there. Let me set the scene for you. We as employees knew we were going to release a 17-year-old bourbon at $400 a bottle.
Yeah.
We knew it. We were excited. We had 17 barrels. We were like, people, we may get bonuses. We may be able to afford our house payment. We may be able to now go to McDonald's for our lunch again. We all made a little big circle over our holding tank. First barrel went in. We were like, that seemed kind of light. Hit our little bottling machine and we were like, oh my God. 13 bottles came from that barrel. Sucked. Because we lost money. Even though that was $400 a bottle, we still ate a little bit of a loss after 17 years worth of taxes. So we had a company-wide meeting around the tank. We were like, guys, we got 2 options. We add water, proof it down to 80, that way we can have money as a company. We have money to buy this, money to do that. Or we stick to our guns. Single barrel, cask strength bourbon. The owners, there's 10 of them, they're like, we can leave it up to you all. And it was unanimous. Stick to our guns. Single barrel, cask strength. We don't want to change who we are as a company just to make a little bit extra money. So to put that in perspective, we had 17 barrels. We've averaged 45 bottles a barrel. We've had a couple unicorns that have popped off 110. We've also had some that's only given us 20. That is why that always costs more. You're right. That is why the old, he was so sure of himself.
Well, I'm in.
That is why the older bourbons will always cost more. You have less to give.
Yeah.
Now, to put this into the devil's platform, because we all know the devil sucks. Right? We're all in unison with that. This has about 33 wood staves. After 8 years, tell you how much this holds. A brand new barrel weighs 105 pounds. That has no liquid inside. That has never held 1 drop of water. In 8 years, that same barrel weighs 125 pounds. That devil has stowed 20 pounds of bourbon for us that we will never get back. I've had some of the 10-year-old Buckners up there that I've weighed that's weighed over 130. That's insane. Now, has anybody ever had the Devil's Cut whiskey before? All right. What did you think it tasted like? Oaky?
It was old,
Yeah.
way old.
If you ever want to know what that tastes like, come up here and lick this oak steak.
Yeah.
This will give you the exact taste. If you don't care, lick this for me. Let me know if it tastes the same. I was hoping he'd do it. So, I have a question for everybody. What do y'all think of barrel number 3? Your favorite?
Yep.
By you?
It was good. I like
Good?
it.
Didn't care for it? That's fine. Have you added any water to it?
Add water. I added
Feel
5
free to-
drops.
I always
Big
say about
difference.
3 to 5 drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about everybody else? You like it? Which was your favorite? And I'll go slow, that way y'all can add your water. Barrels 1, 2, or 3? 3. 1, 3. George already coming in.
Still fighting between 1 and 2.
1 and 2?
Still fighting between 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2. All right.
What's the proof on 3?
Number 3 has a proof of 118.2.
I like that.
It is also the oldest bourbon in this room at a 6-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon.
I like that one.
Yeah.
It is also the most traditional style mash bill in this room
Oh, okay.
at 70% corn, 18% rye, and 12% malted barley. And before you all were like, hey, how do you know all this? I got my cheat sheet right back there and nobody just turned around and looked.
I just flipped it up.
She just flipped it up. So I've got some good news for everybody. And
So,
I've also got some bad news.
oh no.
What would you all like first?
The bad news?
Thank you for following the script I gave you when you walked in here. You knew what was going to happen. On your way back home, if you live in Kansas or Georgia or even Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee,
Tennessee.
where y'all live?
Indiana.
Indiana. I knew one of them was Indiana. I just knew I would pick on you because you know the one situation. You decide to stop by your old local liquor store and pick up a bottle of the Riverproof series. Got some bad news.
No bueno.
You ain't gonna find it. Because the Riverproof series, which is all 3 of these, they are a distillery release bourbon only. That brings me to my good news. You already have the distillery, guys. You don't have to go all the way home. Then drive back and figure it out. I just saved you all gas money. You're welcome. These are all available out front next to the air conditioner that looks just like that one. A lot of high-proof bourbon slinging in here. I make sure to use pictures.
Yeah.
We'll give you some prices. This young 2-year-old, cheapest bottle in the distillery, and honestly the leading seller out of this distillery, at $59 a bottle. Next up, this 4-year-old's at $79, and this 6-year-old is coming in at $99 a bottle.
Of course. The one I like.
Yeah, I know, expensive taste,
one I
right? It sucks. I watched that pretzel go all the way down.
So mash bill on the 3rd one?
70% corn, 18% rye, 12% malted barley.
Big question. 1 and 3, same distillers?
Nope.
Okay.
Like I said, nothing you find on the shelf has came from the same place.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
Yeah.
We didn't go to one distillery and pick 4, then go to another one and pick 2. We went all over the place. Now, has anybody ever seen the OxyClean commercials with the late great Billy Mays?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all have? All right. I'm waiting till you get drinking water. Because I might have
because
some
you
spit on there. I did. I went, but wait! And that guy that was drinking that water went like a little scream. And I'm like, woo! But wait!
There's more.
There's more! If you decide to leave this distillery with a 2, 4, and 6-year-old bottle of bourbon, you can do that for one low time payment of $199.99. Basically, makes number 2 $20. And if it wasn't your favorite, that's an excellent mixer for $20. That's not even the bestest news. See a little Kentucky brother bestest? Yeah! I knew you'd understand that. Leaving this distillery with a bottle of the Riverproof series pre-filled sucks. It's lame. It's boring. You know, like if you say go dogs.
Oh, I get it.
Slide that one in there.
I'm like, dog.
Doing that's terrible. I would like you to go back there and grab an empty bottle and have your adult version of Build-A-Bear experience. Go back here and grab your empty bottle, fill it up with these whiskey thieves from the single barrels that you have sampled today. After you do that, you grab some of these Riverproof Series logos and you get to handwrite out the information from the barrel or barrels that you've selected. Now this is your personal label. You can say Corey was a jerk. You can say Corey was amazing. You can put little hearts, kisses. I don't care. It's your bottle. After you do that, you kiss the cork and you tell the secret and lock it in there forever. Or until the bottle's empty and you got to come back here and tell me your secret. Whatever comes first.
Yeah.
Now, prices are the same. But if I see you buying a bottle off of that shelf on the right side, after this deal, I will shame you all the way out of this distillery.
Ouch.
So, does anybody want to fill up any bottles today?
Yeah.
All right, go back there on that table. If you run out on that table, there's some brown boxes underneath. Go back there and pick up your bottles. They're all the same. Pick your favorite looking. 1, 2, or 3. Doesn't matter.
3 seconds.
All right,
Yeah, 3 is fine.
You can do it.
Oh, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you're gonna do it.
Yes.
That's just, yes.
My thing is, if you don't like barrel number 1, it doesn't make
Do you
sense
want
to
to change
do
the lens
all
on this?
3.
It's a
I
little.
already
If you
did.
like barrels
I'm
1
just
and
thinking,
3, it makes sense to do
Oh.
the middle one.
Yeah.
But you only get $20.
That's what
Yep.
it is.
Right. I don't get paid commission for this. I just don't want someone buying 3 bottles because they own labels.
Right.
What are we doing now?
Now, as you all do this, this is called cheaper than couples therapy. I said cheaper, not as good. I had a marriage counselor in here and he's like, oh yeah, it's cheaper. Maybe not as effective, but it brings me joy. That's all I care about. So, you.
We're doing
Come on
3?
up here.
Yeah.
All right.
I just need one
So
bottle.
what am I doing? Grabbing 3 bottles?
No, you're grabbing one
Don't worry,
bottle,
friend, I've been told I'm
one
a
bottle,
little cute.
number 3.
1 bottle, number 3. All right.
Not 3
We
bottles.
go up there.
Okay,
All
hold
right.
on. Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
So you're going to hold this bottle vertical. You're going to stay on this other side.
Yes, sir.
That was dripping down my leg. All right, so you're going to put
You know, we've been on a lot of distillery tours. This is by far the
Not the
best.
first.
The jokes are hilarious.
So there's only one Corey. I get Tracy on a daily basis.
That's so
He's
funny.
like, you never know what Corey's going to say.
I really said that.
What do you got? Twigs in there or is it char?
Well, when you have a Georgia fan touch your whiskey thief, nothing wants to come out.
Wait,
ahead, do the
it's
next.
not like they're in the Big Ten or anything. All right. Give her some.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
grew up in the SEC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck, man? Jumping on the Big Ten or something.
She's like, All right, does anybody only want to do 1 barrel? All right. Who's doing barrel number 2?
Well, then you do it on.
You're doing barrel number 1?
We're doing number 3.
3?
Does anybody want to do only barrel number 3? Come on now.
All right. Going. Because she wants this.
That's right. We already have experience.
All right, listen.
You hold the bottle.
No, I'm videoing, man. This is how it works.
Whatever she says, we won't get hurt.
I'll hold the bottle.
The jokes are
Don
funny.
don't want to be in the video.
The jokes are funnier with you two.
Well, that might
Just because I look cute in this position.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
So no one's doing only barrel number 2.
It needs more
come
time.
on.
Barrel
Someone
number
give it
2
some
need,
love.
you know, I got some barrels at home I need to just mix, so buying one to mix, I got plenty to get rid of. I'm sure it'll be amazing in a few more years.
Yep, so we're going to count to 10. Count to 10.
Come on.
Yep, so we want to go back down really quick.
Wait, Kenny and Ryan didn't tell us to do that. No wonder it took us forever to fill
Now
our
we're gonna Put
bottle.
that in there, and then you're going to put that one back into the
Do not drop that bottle.
No, that would be a party foul.
That'd be your fire.
I do know it takes a while.
Yes.
It's not.
If you would like, I can switch to a hand pump.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Oh, come on.
That barrel's low.
Oh, is
Oh,
it?
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would pump one.
If you taste kerosene, you do not taste kerosene. You all are getting a lot.
Hello. All right.
All right, so this one right here is gonna go in the front.
This is the front.
That's the front.
Don't make it crooked.
You know, if I did that,
It's
I have to
your
go to. I'd have to work
Do
a bullet.
whatever, right? Yeah,
I'd
if
have
you
to
did
work
it
a
crooked, you have to
bullet.
work a bullet. There you go. Look at
All
that.
right, this right here goes on the right side.
That'd be this side.
There you go. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
That
good.
one too.
That's even better.
That skills like I've done
Ugh.
for like a year. Perfect.
Nice.
Put it in the middle ish.
How y'all doing over there? Get it better?
And this goes on the left side.
The left
Oh
side.
my God.
So how many thousands have you helped?
Huh.
Come on.
I don't know about thousands yet.
Hundreds?
Maybe.
It feels like thousands.
Feels like millions.
Say, probably feels like a lot more than thousands. Right?
Yeah. All right, and so on that bag over there, put your name on the label.
On the bag.
Yeah.
The label. That would be my name or her name, because
Whatever.
Whoever,
Who's
when
ever
you walk
paying.
up to the thing. You can
She's
come up
paying.
if you want. I know he's got a camera right there.
We'll end up getting a new barrel.
Do you just do the one bottle?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. So you can kiss the cork.
Does it say still bourbon coming out of those batteries are?
and with that, you will see us at the gift shop.
My kid is Simon Corey's
Yeah, he's on it
shoe.
mostly.
Only behind Alex.
You,
Alex.
no, you said only behind and you handed me this. I was like, oh my.
Jokes keep going.
Hey, you said it. Now my name is Corey.
Whoa!
Yeah, we read reviews on Google about you. They said Corey was great, so we're glad to get you. Corey. Oh, it's so.
Who all else has Bung that they want me to sign? I better only see 2 hands.
You're hilarious.
All right, so number one.
Bung.
Company. And guess what? They were established in 1883. Now, they used to make buttons and clips and fasteners for stagecoaches way back in 1883. And then they made little buttons and clips for cars. I know the ones over here in this little glass cabinet, these right here, I know they came from a old square body Chevy. I know they did. Now, if y'all come over and look, you most definitely can. Now, they made buttons and clips and fasteners all the way up until the year 2008. And I always tell people, the reason this great company went out of business was because of the last great stock market crash of 08. They were in business. So this is called the Niter Room. If you look at this little glass cabinet, you can see some of the stuff they made here. They made small buttons and clips for stagecoaches, and then when cars came out, they did the buttons for cars. They started business in 1883. They actually went out of business in the year 2008. So they were in business 120 plus year making buttons. Now, after that, the building was abandoned all the way up until the year 2017. That is when we started leasing the building through the city of Augusta, bought the building in 2018, and then started construction in December of 2019. And then we woke up to 2020 like everybody else. I always tell people, I don't care what side of that you were on, it was bad for whatever reason you want to believe, right? It was bad. So we had to shut down completely, meaning we didn't open up to the public full time until 2022. Now, that safe behind you all, that's the original safe from 1906. It was locked when we acquired the building. This is how it became unlocked. The first month of 2022, we started doing tours. Now, a lot of the first tours are people that used to work for the F.A. Niter company. One random dude that worked here for 30 years came in here, and this is how that conversation went. Hey, where's the old safe at? There. Hey, is it locked? Yeah. Do you want it unlocked? Yeah.
No way.
Walked right over there, did the combination, opened it up. That is where we found all of this great memorabilia at.
Are you serious?
So we have documents ranging all the way back from 1906. The guy right here in this gold picture, that is actually F.A. Niter himself. We have been in touch with his great grandkids, and they are the one that gave us that picture of him. The reason this room is even here is because we do not want to erase 120 plus years of history. We don't want to do that. We don't want to wipe it off the map. A century, 100 years, they were making this stuff. We don't want to wipe it out. Meaning, if you all had great-grandmothers, whatever, worked here, we want to remember their history here. So, do y'all have any questions about this room in particular?
It's cool.
All right, we're going to head back out this way.
Oh, that's what he meant.
So, this is all of our brand new equipment. Because when I first started here in August of last year, it was literally a gravel lot back here. Because the jackhammer, or the concrete that was here, would not hold up to the weight that we needed. So we had to jackhammer up all of the production floor. So in under 14 months, we have went from literally a gravel lot to producing bourbon in under 14 months. That is insane. Construction crew we have, men, women, did an amazing job. Now, what we have in here are two 3,000 gallon mash cookers. We have 18 fermenters. Why we have so many? Because we cook for 8 hours. We're doing the fermentation phase the old school way at 4 days. So, 6 to 8 hours, almost 4 days. We're doing it the old school way. A lot of newer distilleries are raising up their temps in the tanks to produce better alcohol quicker. That's not who we are as a company. We're keeping the yeast happy by keeping the temps low to produce happy alcohol. So, y'all have any questions about any of this? No. It's a little bit risky. All right. By the way, Mr. and Mrs. Georgia, how was our 3-star Michelin restrooms?
She was very impressed.
Yeah.
I love those.
Let me go ahead and tell you why I say that. 3 months ago, a 5-star, we had a half-star. We had one green rumpy porta potty. One. And if you were here Thursday at 12:30, it was brand new. If you were here Thursday at 11:30, may the Lord be with you. So, hey, it was a glorious day when I didn't go.
I bet though, but you know, you don't have to maintain the girls and the boys. You just go.
Now, this area out here has the most unique name in the entire distillery. It's called the Yard. Hope that sarcasm stuck. Out here is going to be if you want to enjoy a good game of pickleball.
Okay.
My goal is to have grandstands that was so that way semi-sober people can watch semi-not-sober people play pickleball. Also, we're on some cornhole boards if that's more your speed like it is mine. Plan is also on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to have an active food truck on site very, very shortly.
That's cool.
That way, unless you're eating stale pretzels, you may want something else. That's our goal. He about died back there.
Was it because of that bug?
He went to stand up and he went
Yeah.
back really quick. I would have lost it.
The legs, the knees didn't go.
The butt did though. Now, if y'all want to come this, oh, and also that black lawn chair furniture that's inside that you're like, wow, that looks like it should be outside.
Yeah.
That's the plan. It's going to be right out here.
Oh, okay.
That way, in the middle of June next year, when it's 110 degrees, you don't have an awning. Good luck.
Yeah.
Blue jeans only. So if y'all want to, this is our still house. And as you can tell, my tours get a little weird, right? I'm not like any other tour guide you all probably ever had. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a good thing.
That's good.
I'm going to tell you why I'm that way, though. Being a tour guide at a distillery is rough. Because sometimes people overshare with you. And I want to tell you when people overshare here in just a moment. But first, I want to start explaining. These are brand new, 32 foot tall by 14 inch in diameter, copper column stills from Vendome in Louisville. Basically what happens in here, the mash when it comes out of the fermenter looks like mushy yellow cereal. Boils, and then it, all of the alcohol vapors start going up the column. That is how we get good at, well, semi-good alcohol. Goes all the way up, gets piped over here to our spirit safes. The two on the left. Now, if y'all say, wow, that looks like the top of a riverboat, good job. That's what we're going for. So that gets piped down here to the doubler. Okay, it's this piece of equipment and that one. Now, as it makes its way down here, it is now a crystal clear liquid called distillant. But now, anyways, during this second distillation process, we are turning bad alcohols into now consumable alcohols. Have you ever heard the old saying, moonshine can make you go blind?
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's bad alcohol. We don't want blind people. We don't want to make blind people. All people are blind. So once it's distilled twice, it goes back up to this other half of the spirit safes on the right. And also, when that drips down, it actually spins those paddle wheels. Right now, we don't operate on the weekends. We're a Monday through Friday establishment right now. After it drips down in here to this high wine tank, where it then gets piped over across the breezeway we walked in to our gauging tanks. That is where we add our limestone water to about 125 proof, or about 120. And that's where we fill up our barrels at. Yes.
All right, in the history room,
Yeah.
there's a pipe set silage or sillage.
Stillage, yep.
So is that,
That is all of the stillage. So basically, we cut a hole through the entire building, which kind of makes sense when you think about it after this. We have certain stuff at the end of our process that we can't use anymore. And we can't throw it out because it has alcohol in it. So we sell it to the farmers, right? So they can
Happy
feed
cows,
cows.
happy pigs.
Happy cows make happy steaks that I want to consume one day.
For sure.
But getting a full tanker truck all the way around here in people's driveways, not the smartest thing to do. So they literally cut a hole straight through the entire building that they can fill it up on that other side.
good.
So
Nice.
that's our stillage tanks.
That's nice.
Now, if you look above too, there's actually going to be a hole the way we walked in that says distillant or like a high wine or something in there that's going over. Yes,
I'm so scared to ask this question, but I'm gonna ask
please
it.
do.
So, if you can't sell it because of the alcohol content, but the farmers can use it to feed the cows, doesn't
Yes.
that make cows drunk?
It can.
Yeah.
But it's very, very low alcohol. It's like probably 20%.
Okay,
It's
okay.
very, very low. Very, very low. So like when you add our yeast to our fermenter, that basically makes beer, so it's like a 5%.
Right. Okay.
So it goes way down from that as well.
Yeah, what they will do is supplement it.
Yeah, they'll add it
So,
with like corn.
yeah.
Put it in with other
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very high calorie,
Yeah.
so they love it because of that, and protein, so they love it, and they'll cut it with whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's happy cows.
It's happy cows, which makes a good steak.
Yeah, right.
There's a few distilleries that will actually buy the cows from that farm and have them butchered. That way they can say that they help feed those cows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can buy steaks from there. I'm not going to mention them all by name, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, right,
Maybe we'll be
right.
there
Know
one day.
them, Bunny?
No.
Oh, Because we know.
No, the cows
Because
or
we'll
the
turn.
vendors?
Because we'll turn the camera off.
Tour benefits here at the end.
Yeah.
I'm
Just for interest. Just for
pretty sure
information.
Buffalo Trace maybe have that. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe?
So yeah. But yeah, so like they do have that there where you can buy that from here.
Interesting.
But that is our
Full
steel
circle.
tanks. Yeah.
That's so cool, though.
Now those are 36,000 gallons. Because if those get full, we have to stop production. So we have like 2 tanker trucks come a day. Now, if you're a small farmer, you may not need a full tanker. We'll actually come out here and bucket some. So, you know, we give them that. It'll always stop production.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
With all the production you've seen, we produce about 35-ish barrels a day, about 15,000 barrels a year. Our rick house, we have one built right now. It'll hold 32,000 barrels. The next one will be built in the spring to summer of next year. It's going to hold about 45,000 barrels.
What's the progression of how many rick houses are
We're going to have about
planning?
7.
Okay.
7 because so we've been producing for 3 weeks, 8 years worth of waiting, 15,000 barrels a year. We got to have space to store everything. So that's actually 7 miles away at the industrial park. Have you ever seen Jim Beam's rick house? Everybody? We photocopied it. It's black, sheet metal, 7 stories tall. And it's also unair conditioned. It's on top of a big mountain. It's actually almost looking over the river. So we're going to get those hot summer days followed by those cold dew point nights. We've had some bourbon out of here that, you know, we sourced that wasn't ready yet. So we put it on the top floor of that rick house and it went from being to whoa in like 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Because that bottom floor of the rick house, let's say it's 100 degrees on the bottom, every floor you climb is about an extra 20 degrees hotter. I'm gonna let you all do that math.
Yeah.
You're on my 3rd tour today and I sample in every tour.
So do you, when you do this, because like earlier you said this barrel was not rotated.
Yeah. So we won't take the barrels from the top floor and then put them on the bottom to help have a consistent pace.
You will or will not?
Will not.
Okay.
So you'll have some old Route 8 that was stored on the top floor. You'll have some old Route 8 that was stored on the bottom floor. Now, what makes that really specific though? Have y'all ever heard of Pappy and Willard?
Yeah. Little names.
Same exact bourbon. Sometimes the same exact age. The only difference is where they're held out in the rick house. That's it. So you're having a $3,000 bottle next to an $80 bottle. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
So we
The
could
age of
really have 7 different brands of bourbon at some point. We're probably not going to.
Now, you said you experimented with the white port.
Yes.
Did you guys plan on doing finished whiskeys and other
So
wood
we
as
are
well?
allotted 3 projects a year, ranging from like a one double oak, 1 toasted, 1 like whatever.
Yeah.
So last year we had 1 double oaked. This year we have that white port, and we also have a sherry and a toasted one that are aging up now. Those are only be available here.
That's how they get you coming back.
Yep. Hey, and that white port was my project. So
Nice.
Sam.
Good job.
On your label, do you list the rick house location?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
That's a
No,
lot.
because we want you to experiment. Because literally, I've had them side by side from the rick house, and they're totally different. So rick house location matters, but it also
Doesn't matter.
Well,
barrels.
That's what I meant is
Yeah,
rick house and floor.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it won't be on the bottom.
Okay.
No. Do you have any other questions?
We are really nerding out. You guys are fantastic.
Oh, we're learning so much.
I know, right?
So we're gonna head back in.
All right, great.
I have a small parting gift for everybody.
Aww.
But also to kill this awkward silence, I have the last bourbon on.
Hey, one quick question, just
Yep.
because I can see it. On your safe,
Yep.
what's the ornamentation?
Like
I mean,
names on
river
top.
house or riverboat, but on the inside it looks like there's a paddle wheel.
Yep. Yep. So it'll actually spin when it hits it, make it look like a paddle wheel.
Oh,
spinning.
okay. Yeah, I see that. I did see that's what makes sense now. So, because you guys also do a tour that on the water, or
No.
oh, okay, maybe I misunderstood then. Okay,
So most people,
that might be a good idea.
some
come
people
back.
think bourbon is a Kentucky material, where you are wrong. The best bourbon does come from Kentucky. Now, that is because of May 4th, 1964. On that day, Congress said bourbon can be made anywhere in the continental U.S. or its territories. But Kentucky, we produce 95% of all the consumed bourbon in the world. Put that number in perspective. We have 4.5 million people that live in this state. As of Google 2 weeks ago, so that's where I found out all my information.
Right.
There are 12.5 million barrels in the state of Kentucky at any given moment. Basically, this is like the Oprah of the bourbon world. Everybody gets 3 barrels in the state of Kentucky.
You get a barrel. You get a barrel.
You want subs? Something. Thank you.
Thank you.
Every time I do that line, you get a barrel. We all get a barrel. Nobody gets it. Every time I don't do it, somebody does it. And I'm like, God dang it, I missed it. Every single time, never fails.
We're close to Chicago, so we know Oprah. Oh, we all know Oprah, right?
I grew up watching Oprah.
Everybody knows Oprah. You get a barrel. If that was only true, you get a barrel and I get a
We all
barrel.
like, hang out right here for one moment.
That was a very unique.
All right, everybody. I'll crowd around so you just sit down. This big one.
It's a wee wee.
Now there's a few objects in this glass. One is a Hershey kiss because when we trade first we get that Kentucky hug. Now we end with a kiss. I've
Aww.
learned because I've been kissed 5 times.
Ever.
Doing this 4.
Oh.
4 of them's been by like 50-plus-year-old men, and the other one was by a 76-year-old woman. So
Oh, we're not into
no
that.
comments about it being more men than women, please. And then that little piece of paper, that is a QR code that is linked to the Google reviews for this.
Oh, nice.
Y'all love your tour? Love your tour guide?
Of course.
My name is Corey. If you hated every single moment and will never be back because of me, my name is Sarah. We don't have a Sarah that works here, so you're safe either
For
way.
now, right. The future Sarah.
One thing before the tour is over. Tastings of all of our bourbons are 25% off. Tastings, not say bottles. But all the 17 is also not 25% off because I think there's only 1 bottle left up there. So what's on the bar is pretty much about all we have left. So that is still $15 per half ounce.
And the 17 is great.
So everybody, thank you all for tagging along today. I hope I was entertaining.
Yeah, you were.
Anything.
Here, grab
Feel free to
that.
hang out with me here as long as you want to. I get paid by the hour. Thank you all.
Thank you, Corey. We appreciate it.
Thank you. What's that?
Appreciate it. Whiskey women. Alex. Oh, look. It's one that she signed. Nice. I'll grab that one. Perfect.
Good deal.
You know, kind of, yeah. That's nice. I'll do that. Perfect. We bought some other things, John. You know, you can't forget that. As much as you heckled me, right? No, just kidding. You told me that. Oh,
Got
here it is.
barrel number 3.
Barrel number 3.
All right, what else you got? Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. First time I picked this up, I was like,
Yeah, right?
huh. And I have a 5-year-old son.
Oh, no.
That was like, hey, Dad. It's a spanky. I'm like, oh my
Oh,
God.
that would have hurt for a little spanking. I'll tell you.
At least you know, if your wife had said that.
Yeah. Well, he has my same sense of humor at 5, which is scary.
Nice.
But the good news is you can always be Brandon depending on.
Oh, Brandon with a Buckner butt.
That's right. Or the old right.
Don't make me Buckner you.
Oh no.
Okay, well, what did we hear about? Did you tell us about Buckner?
So he is the one that founded the town of Augusta back in 1796.
Okay.
So we learned the Buckner name by
We came in here on over Route 8, so we get that part.
Right here. It should start playing again.
Okay, so.
You have the brown mug.
Yeah. I have one of those also from Barstown, and these are amazing cups.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then you have the bourbon bellies.
And I said the one that's out. Alex signed it. Even though she's not, I don't see her around here, but she signed this one, so I'm taking that one.
Bills and a Buckner magnet.
Yep.
So make sure I got everything. I got the magnet, the book, the cup, the mat, the bottle.
Ta-da!
Cash.
Hold this from the bottom. I trust them when they're empty.
Okay.
It's no longer empty.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
We bought some things.
Yep. Some things.
Oh, shit, busted in the face. Here's
Yep.
somebody.
All right.
Let's get something to eat now.
Yep.